Okay, so I consider myself kind of a average to below average fly fisherman. And so the thing that we were talking about, I feel like sometimes I get some slack in the line if I'm not reeling or that fish is kind of just swimming around. So can you coach me up on what that looks like and why I need to not be so worried with that slack feeling?
Yeah, you bet. So with a fly rod, and we're fishing mostly barbless flies, if you get slack in that system, they can just pop off, eating caddis. What I do with the fly rod is my arm is part of the fight, not just the rod. So when I'm holding, I'll hold that rod here. So when I'm holding that rod, I'd like to be somewhere in here. So that gives me room if they surge, if they go to take off, I have my hand off the reel, I can give them my arm. And if I need to, if I have a small fly on and they really go, I will lower that rod slightly. I don't flat rod it, but I'll just give them that rod and let that drag start to engage. Then conversely, if they start coming at me and I'm here, I can lift up and gain back on the reel and do that. And if I need to, that buys me some time to do that. The goal is you just want that rod to have that smooth bend the whole time. If it's at the same bend the whole time, we should keep that hook in and allow that fish to head shake, surge, come at us, and just using my arm. A lot of people, when they go, they just hold it, especially if they fish multiple ways, like with spinning rod and casting gear. They're used to just holding that rod here and letting the reel and drag do it, holding that line or holding the reel on the handle of the reel, and you just want to wave goodbye to that fish. They surge, you give them your arm. I'm moving around a lot more than just standing here like a statue. I can angle the fish one way or the other, but I still want that same curve in there the whole time. And I'll do this little experiment because this is pretty educational. I don't know if you can get it on video, but go ahead and grab that line there and walk back here with Mike. I'm gonna bend this rod, just grab the leader the leader right there. Okay, so I'm gonna bend that rod. How much pull do you feel?
A little bit.
How about now?
Not as much, but
not
still
much.
There.
So when that rod looks like that, there's not much holding that hook in there. So you want that rod just smoothly bent like that, and I can pull the fish to the left or the right or up. With the weeds, I want to keep that rod up and keep it high, and then I can do this if they take off. So that's how you can keep a small fly and a big fish with a fly rod. There's just not that much pull to it. But when I flat rod it, now you're feeling a lot more pull, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you have to be careful with small flies, doing what we call flat rod or low rod. And that's how you keep a hook in a fish. And then sometimes they just win.